It is controversial, and it's certainly extraordinary as well. This is the first time in the United States in a midterm election that they're having to recount 3 statewide races, and these are big races for the governor and for the Senate. The reason for that is the margin is so tight. So if the margin is less than 0.5%, it then goes to a recount. But it's proving to be controversial because there are allegations of fraud, of mishandling. We have had US President Donald Trump put forward these allegations of fraud, though providing no evidence. He has said that an honest count is not possible. Authorities in Florida are racing to get that recount done. They have until a Thursday deadline. Some of the officials are saying that they're not going to be able to meet that deadline. The real question, though, is why does the world care about Florida? Why are people watching what happens in Florida? And to answer that, you have to look back to the year 2000. 18 years ago, the presidential race then between George W. Bush and Al Gore. In that race, the world waited in suspense for some 5 weeks while recounting took place. In the end, it's all history now, but George W. Bush won. He was pushed over the line by only a few hundred votes, over 500 votes. So Florida is always an interesting race. It's a swing state, and it comes down to a very close call, and that's what we're seeing happening in Florida right now.
And Florida is occupying everyone's attention just at the moment, but we should also say that there are other races that are still undecided elsewhere.
That's correct. It seems as though the midterms were a long time ago and the news cycle has moved on with a lot of other events, but there's still undecided races in both Georgia and Arizona. Now, Georgia received a lot of attention because we had Stacey Abrams running, a Democrat running there, trying to become the first black female governor in that southern state. She has refused to concede defeat, and she's launched a legal challenge to try and force a runoff there. So that one's still up in the air. And in Arizona as well, the Senate race there also hasn't been finalized yet. It's a real sign of what is often a complicated democratic process in the United States. A lot of allegations from critics of problems here, things like long lines, redrawing boundary districts, voter machine glitches, registration problems. So when it comes to carrying out an election in this country, after the election, you start to hear about all sorts of problems at the ballot box.